Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you are staying safe, you're doing well, that you are taking time to remember to pause, to breathe, to slow down just a little bit and catch up with yourself. We can get so busy in the doing and all the things that we're processing, the new patterns we're developing, the new rhythms that we're in, that sometimes we can feel pulled a lot of directions. And I'm actually finding, as I have conversations with people, that we're all needing just a little bit more grace for ourselves, for each other, a little bit more time to process and hold space for ourselves and for others. So I encourage you during our time together today to find ways to be extra kind to yourself and to others. That as we dig into the conversation of the power of telling your story, there's also a power in living your story. And what story are you writing? What story are you creating? We're going to be looking at that today from an actual how are you living your story to how are you writing your story, or are you? And how are you even writing and creating your financial story? We're going to be looking at all of these pieces today to empower and support you as you go back out into the world, that you're able to stand powerfully in who you're wanting to be, in the story you're creating every day by how you're choosing to be in your story, choosing to be in your life. And we're going to also look at how are you capturing your story, how you're capturing the wisdom, the insights, the information, the amazing knowledge that you have, the experience you've got, all of the things that we have learned from, experienced, survived, brought forward. How are we sharing that wisdom and insight with others? I believe it's not meant for us just to kind of keep it to ourselves that we learned this or we gathered this insight, but in fact, we have an obligation, a responsibility to share out what we've learned, what we've discovered, so that it can help all of those to come after, all of those that we have the opportunity and privilege to interact with and be part of their lives. So today, thank you for being part of our lives, part of our story, for connecting in with us so we can connect heart, mind, body, and soul and support you in living your life, your story in an empowered way. I know you're going to gain great insights, tips, thoughts, a new way of looking at something today by the very nature that you tuned in. I know there is something here for you today. So as you slow down for a moment and really plug in and connect in with us, I want to encourage you to choose to be fully present, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Not just here physically, but really connecting in, listening, and receiving. And to support you in that, I want you to take a moment, take a breath, take a deep breath. We sometimes take shallow breaths throughout the day. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Expand your lungs, expand your belly, expand your chest, all of you. Expand as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out like you're breathing through a straw. This kind of breathing. So take another breath. Keep breathing, please. Breathe in and out. Helps us become very present, lowers our stress levels as we bring oxygen throughout our body, clears out that which does not serve, creating space for what will. Gives you clarity of thinking, a space that expands to receive everything here today to serve and support you. Beautiful. I encourage you to keep breathing throughout the show today, and please keep breathing after that. But let's be very mindful about deep breathing. And as you're breathing in, receiving, breathing in everything that is here to serve. As you breathe out, releasing all that does not serve. So that you are allowing breath to help you process, to help you integrate what will serve. We'll give you moments throughout the show to do that. It's a beautiful practice, and it allows you to slow down a little bit and catch up with yourself so you can actually hear what is being spoken into your heart and into your spirit. It's in those quiet moments that I think great wisdom comes to us, and we sometimes miss it because we get so busy in the doing. So let's take a moment and listen. Please put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And what is it that you need today? What is it that will serve you, support you, empower you, encourage you? What is it you need today? Real time. Please note, I didn't ask how. Our mind likes to go so quickly to the how. But really remind it, we're just identifying what it is that we need. What is it that you need today? That you are willing to receive. Because you have choice. See if that shifts things a little bit. And as you identify what it is that you need and are willing to receive, I want you to take that in. And as we come back into the room, eyes open, please take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart. What is it that you need and are willing to receive? And the reason we don't have to worry about the how, because that can actually get in the way. We are looking forward with great anticipation and excitement at how that need will be met in a wonderful way we never even saw coming. We're looking forward to being surprised that we don't have to figure out the how. We just need to keep our eyes open and on the lookout for what it is that we need, and then being open to receiving it, even if it comes in an unexpected way. Beautiful. We're going to go around our virtual room here, connecting in with our guests, heart to heart, just to see what was laid in their heart when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. So with that, Bill, I would love to start with you. What was laid on your heart when you took a moment to listen and see? Bill, I just wanted to make sure you heard me. Oh, beautiful. Do you mind repeating what was laid on your heart?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me, by the way. And
absolutely.
What's been on my heart is, yes, it's definitely been my family. We have a 10-month-old crawling around our house, and he's starting to talk, and my wife and I are just really blessed to be able to spend a lot more time with him. Even though we're both working throughout the day, it's been really a blessing, and that's been on my mind for the past couple of weeks since we've been at home.
I love that, and that's an exciting time, and you're getting to be fully part of it and fully present. I love that. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And then how about you, Kathy? What was laid on your heart?
Just prior to joining the call today, I took a short little walk around the house outside, and in the Midwest, I think it's maybe the maple trees where they start dropping those little helicopters, little seeds that, like a single wing, like a single butterfly wing with a seed, and they were just like thousands of them in the sky, and I just paused to notice like this shower, and I noticed how clear the air was and how clear blue the sky was behind it. And just taking that time to get outside. I work from home anyway, so my habit is to be inside. And this time of year just invites me, almost pulls me out of the house to say, come out, come play with me, come look at me, see what's going on out here. So that was important for me to make time to go do that.
Beautiful. And I love that you honored that. And I haven't seen those little helicopter seeds fall in so long. That brought back beautiful memories. So Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful. I remember them spiraling down. Just beautiful. Wonderful. And listeners, how about you? What was laid on your heart? Were you perhaps called to step outside for a little bit, or to slow down and notice something, particularly a blessing in your life? What is it that was laid on your heart that you need and that you are perhaps seeing and is pulling and calling to you? As we get ready to go to our first commercial break, I'm going to encourage you during these 2 minutes, as commercials play in the background, that you take this time to really listen to what is being placed on your heart, what is pulling at you. Beautiful. And when we come back and connect in together, we're going to continue our conversation. I'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want to revolutionize your life, get happier, more energized, then discover the secret. Tune in to Jane Unchained Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Influencers channel.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective, plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at blog.voiceamerica.com. That's blog.voiceamerica.com. The Voice America Press Blog. All access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you really gave yourself that opportunity to listen, seeing what's being placed on your heart, what's pulling at your heart and spirit. And I encourage you, as we continue our conversation today, to look for a step that you can take to honor that pull. Maybe it is honoring that call to step outside. Maybe it's leaning in and really appreciating that time with your family. What is it that is pulling at your heart, and the step that you can take to support you in honoring that? Beautiful, because those polls are there for a reason. It's not random. They're prompting. I feel like they're messages to help support us if we can remember to slow down and listen. So I encourage you to do that throughout our time together. Well, I'm excited to more formally introduce one of our amazing guests. As you heard, we have two powerful, heart-centered guests today. Bill Bloom is a husband, father, and published author of multiple books. He considers himself on a writing journey that he is evolving and has created 2 books already that have been published and is working on a third. He's going to share a little bit about his books today. He is a retirement income certified professional, and his first book is looking to be released in May, his second book in August, September, and then the third book, date to be announced, will also be announced later this year. So we're very excited about all that he's bringing forward to support us. And particularly he is passionate about helping you be empowered around your relationship with money, that we can help people unlearn their quote-unquote bad habits and create positive new habits in your relationship with money. He is passionate about helping you retire as you desire. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Bill Bloom to the show. Welcome!
Thank you so much. What an introduction. I don't know what to say to that. That's amazing. Thank you, Rebecca.
Oh, you are very, very welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us today, and just looking forward to all that you've prepared and the conversation we're going to have. And to start that, I wanted to have you share a little bit about why. Why is it personally so important to you that you bring the information forward, that you're spending time creating these multiple books and resources to support us, and that you are leaning in to help people retire as they desire? Why is that work so personally important to you?
Well, it's so personally important to me because I've seen people struggle in my lifetime with money. And I saw this during certain parts of my life where it really empowered me to want to learn about it. So when I was going through school and when I graduated school, I wanted to be a part of that. And that's what really attracted me to want to be a financial advisor when I was right out of college. And it's many years after that fact now, and I still have that desire and that passion and that eagerness to give people, advice that's going to be best suited towards them. And that's been my passion all along.
Beautiful. And can I ask you, what is your favorite moment, or is there a favorite moment as you work with people where there's a connection made that supports them in some way? What is your favorite moment in that process and that journey?
Oh, that's a great question. I love this. My favorite part of what I do with my clients and prospective clients is when they have that aha moment to where they realize that they can retire, or they've saved enough to retire, or we've made really simple changes to their portfolios to allow them to retire. That's really the key, is when they have that moment where we say, yes, we could retire, and that's the best part.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing. I'm always curious about when we love what we do, what some of those magical moments are. So I appreciate you sharing. Beautiful. Now, do you mind sharing? Absolutely. Do you mind sharing the title of your first book to be released in May, and share a little bit about why you decided to bring this book forward first?
Yes. So the first book that will be released in May is called The Yachter's Guide to Early Retirement. And the reason why I decided to bring this out first and to start with this is because I do sailboat racing here in Chicago. And over my years at my yacht club, a lot of people have become clients of mine just by natural association. So I wanted to create a really simple and easy guide for my boating clients to understand how they can keep their boating lifestyle in retirement. And I started the book when I had about an 8-hour layover in an airport.
Mm-hmm.
So I had all this time, and I just took out pen and paper, and I started writing. That's how it came about. I thought, you know what, I might as well make this time useful, and this is what came from it. It was a book.
I love that. I didn't know that story. I appreciate you sharing. And a question I have about this book, The Yachter's Guide, is it just for people that enjoy boating and yachting, or is it does it tie into more than just that sector of the population?
Actually, this book correlates to anyone who's going to have a hobby in retirement, because when you stop working, you have a lot more free time. So your time opens up. So that means if you have a knitting hobby or a gardening or golfing, or if you have a classic car, it could be any of these things, or a summer home or a winter home. The whole purpose of that book is to show people how to plan to afford these hobbies throughout their life and give them the flexibility to stop when they want to.
Beautiful.
Giving them the choice and empowering them to live the life that they want.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, because sometimes we'll hear yachting or boating and think, well, that's not what I do. But I love that it's the message and the information really applies to being active in our retirement years and having hobbies and being able to maintain that lifestyle. So beautiful. I appreciate you sharing. And that leads me to book number 2. So I would love for you to share a little bit about the title of book number 2 and what people can look forward to learning in that book.
So book number 2 was accumulation of looking at the Yachter's Guide to Early Retirement. And I wanted to make more of a broader topic for people to be able to learn about retirement planning. And again, keeping things simple, because I'm a simplifier by nature. I like to take a complex situation and make it easy for people to understand. That's one of my things that I really love talking about. So Retire as You Desire is the name of the book. And that's where we are able to create actionable steps for people to actually have that retirement of their dreams, so that you can retire as you desire.
Beautiful. And thank you for letting us know. I've heard you use this language several times in our show today about a simple or easy steps, simplifying. And I think that's really nice to hear when we're looking at shifting things, or we're looking at anything having to do with money and retirement, to know that there are simple, and that's one of your gifts, is helping simplify complex things so that people can take it step by step. So I appreciate you sharing that with us and creating resources that can help people develop steps and plans that are easier to follow, because they're simplified and step by step. So thank you for leaning in and making those resources available. And our time is going very quickly, but I wanted to give you a moment to share either a tip or a piece of advice to support people during challenging times.
So during challenging times, which we're in one right now with this virus, and things have been very complicated for a lot of people. So a really, again, simple tip would be, whenever you want to do your retirement plan, the first step that you should start with is looking at your fixed expenses. And I know that's not fun. I know it's not exciting. But if you know how much money you will need to have every month to live off of, just on a very simple basis, it's going to help plan your income for the future. So during these times when, we're not able to go out as much or be out and go to restaurants or go for walks and do these things that we normally like to do, take some time, whether it's today, tomorrow, over the weekend, and really take a look at where your spending habits are. Because if you know that part, it's going to make your income planning a lot easier when you do want to go and retire.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. We're looking forward to the launch of each of your books. We're going to have you back on the show, I know, before your Retire As You Desire book will be coming out in August, September. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. I really appreciate it. And just looking forward to continuing to enjoy all of your powerful information and resources that you're bringing forward.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm absolutely grateful for this opportunity to speak to your audience and let them know about retirement planning.
Beautiful. I love it. And as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, I want to encourage you to use these 2 minutes to really stop for a moment and think about what Bill has shared with us and what's a way we can perhaps put that tip into practice in a small, simple step at a time. And when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation. And I promise at the end of the show, we'll let you know how you can connect in further with both Bill and Kathy. We'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Sustainable success is just around the corner. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, or anybody looking for their next level of success, tune into Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Change starts here. Change starts now. Join us, the Voice America Influencers channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. I don't always get to hear the intros, the transition intros between going to commercial break and coming back. And so today I got to, and I was listening to one of them, and it says, change starts here. Change starts now. And I love that every moment, every day, we have an opportunity to be the change that we're wanting to see in the world. Like, we have that moment. It's not someday eventually on the to-do list, the someday list. It can actually be something we're embracing now. And one of the other transitions that I've heard in the past is, we don't follow, we lead, influencer channel. And I love that as well, that we have this opportunity to cheer ourselves on, to really embrace these messages. They're not just for radio or for cool transitions. They're really designed to empower you, to really encourage you that you have influence, you can lead, you can be that change in how you're showing up in the world and the choices you're making. So I hope as you hear those throughout our show that you really take it in and find yourself even repeating those things to yourself so much that you start to say it out in the world. The change starts here. Change starts now. We don't just follow, we lead. We can bring forward those things that matter to us most. And I think that's important as we're looking at how we're living our life, how we're choosing to tell our story. And I think that's a perfect segue to look at how are we going to share our story out in the world? How are we going to share the wisdom, insight, ahas that we have so others around us don't have to learn the hard way? They can actually embrace the information we've discovered. Now, our next guest is amazing. I know you're going to love her, and she is powerfully gifted at helping you tell your story. Let me more formally introduce her, Kathy Davis. And I love how you share this in your bio. I was taking a moment and just reading that again, that books are in Kathy's DNA. I love that. You can't escape the books. They are part of you.
Thank you.
Part of how
That's
you're
right.
made. Love it. And they've always played a big role in your life. That you founded Davis Creative in 2004 after leaving a career as a creative director for a global financial institution. And Davis Creative has now become a sought-after industry leader providing high-end publishing services. And you are absolutely passionate about helping experts find their voice and write their story. Can we please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Kathy Davis to the show? Welcome.
Thank you. And I hear the imaginary drum roll in the background, too. Yeah.
I love
you
that.
for
And
that.
You're welcome. And I threw up the little helicopter seeds as confetti as you're coming to the stage. So I hope you can see and feel that.
I did. They're flying by my window as we talk. Yes.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Welcome. Well, I know that the books have been in your DNA since the beginning, but that you have translated that to a passion where you are actually helping others bring their stories forward, bring their books forward. I'd love for you to share a little bit about why that work is so important to you.
Thank you, Rebecca. And I do believe, just as you mentioned earlier, that we all have a story to tell. But I also believe that it's by sharing our wisdom through our stories, that's how we can help others. And it's kind of like my self-proclaimed mission is to help primarily women, but we also have a smattering of men that we work with. We help them find their voice, tell their story, and help them make a difference. However, that difference is defined by them, the individual. I truly believe that wisdom not shared is wisdom lost forever.
Mm-hmm. And to just say that one more time, I want everybody to hear that. I'm like, that's tweetable. That's a Kathy quote. share that again. That was powerful.
Wisdom not shared is wisdom lost forever.
Beautiful. Thank you. So I appreciate you sharing that and that deep passion and conviction you have to really support people, because we don't want any wisdom lost. We want to bring that forward and help as many people as possible. I find sometimes when I talk to people out there, so many people have a story in them. someday they're going to write a book, or they've been working on it for years and journaling and kind of sharing it. But there's this hesitancy to really committing to bringing it forward, like setting a date and doing it. It's almost safer to someday I'll do that and just kind of keep playing with the idea of writing versus actually bringing it forward. And sometimes when they do get it down on paper, they shrink back from sharing it. How do you help people overcome that fear, that hesitancy of committing to bringing their story forward and sharing it?
I always say that a good portion of my job is cheerleader. And especially now, there's a lot of people at home, displaced. If they're used to going into an office, they're at home. They have, even though they may still be working from home, they have more time on their hands. And I'm hearing a lot lately where if I'm going to do this book, I'm going to do it now. The universe, God, the fairies on my shoulder, they're telling me now is the time to be doing your book. Or on the other side of that, I'm also hearing, well, I have this book, but who's really going to want to read it? And I have that conversation with them one-on-one, and we guide them step by step. Let's take it a chapter at a time. Let's just start with one chapter. Let's just start with maybe an outline. Let's figure out what it is that you have to say, and let's focus on that first. Let's not try and write the whole book in one sitting.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And I want those of you who have felt that prompting to feel that pull to really think about, what can I bring forward? What's one step? You don't have to take on the whole book at once, and you don't have to do it alone. There are amazing coaches and experts out there like our powerful Kathy that can help you on that journey and help you bring that forward. Is there anything else you'd like to add that as you're talking with people and you're coaching them and kind of guiding them step by step, any other tip or thought that would help them really answer that now is the time with, yes, I can take this step?
Everyone's world has kind of been turned upside down right now. And one of the things that I'm hearing for the people, from the aspiring authors who've been sitting back on that cusp, waiting to figure out, should I do this? Yeah, a lot of what I also hear is, if I put this out, then people will know what I'm really thinking, what I'm really feeling. But I think therein lies the solution, is that everyone is looking for hope and guidance and relief, and to know that they're not alone in this space, in this universe that we're all kind of living in right now, waiting yet to be defined. And perhaps it is time now. Perhaps your voice is the one that we're waiting to hear. Perhaps your voice is what I need to hear to help me take my next step. What you've been through is in essence, a way for you to, as you put it on paper, to extend your hand out and lift someone else up. And maybe now is the time to do that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And listeners, I want you to really ask that question and see, would you be willing to bring your story forward if it could help another? And is it your story, your message, made for such a time as this? And just see what those answers are. See where you're pulled. And Kathy, I would love for you to share a little bit, if people are feeling that, yes, they're feeling that pull. And then sometimes it's, now what? Where do I go? What do I do? How do I navigate the world of publishing? What are those next steps? Can you just give us a little bit of insight or a starting place in that? Because I feel like it can be intimidating to people. They just don't even know what a first step is to not just create their story, but actually get it out in the world.
It can be very overwhelming, and it can very much be a buyer beware market in some instances, because on the one hand you have the do-it-yourself model, on the opposite end you have the traditional publisher where you need an agent to walk into that world. And in between the two is the arena where I live. And my suggestion to the listeners is, ask someone else who was published. Ask them who they've used, if they liked that connection. What were the pros and cons about using that particular connection? There's a lot of pros and cons to this whole process, but reach out to, and that's, I guess, basically what it'd fall down to, is reach out to someone that you trust. Reach out to Rebecca, reach out to me. You know, I love having conversations, whether you work with us or my goal is to send you in the direction that's good for you, that's perfect fit for what it is that you want to do.
Perfect. Exactly. I think that's really great advice, is look to people you know who have been published. You can reach out to Kathy, can reach out to me. We love to help point you in a great direction for what will make sense for you. And sometimes you just have questions you're trying to know as you navigate the arena. And it's really valuable to have someone like Kathy open to helping you navigate those waters and decide. I mean, maybe she's the right fit or not, but she can certainly guide you in a great direction and is so well connected and will give you information you can trust as you're navigating those waters. And I appreciate your willingness to do that and to help people understand the publishing market space so they can really move in a direction that's supportive of them as they bring their story forward and look to really make a difference in people's lives. Any final thoughts you'd like to add to that?
It is very much, as I mentioned earlier, a buyer beware market, but there are many people out there who are willing to help and who don't fall in that buyer beware arena. Just be sure you ask a lot of questions. I also tell people that I'm always willing to help you figure out what to ask. You know, if you've been presented with a contract and someone says, I'd really love to publish your book, sometimes that's great news and sometimes maybe not. And I'm more than happy, and I've done this probably at least once a month this last year, is to help you review that contract, figure out what questions to ask, and let you know whether this is someone that might be worth pursuing or someone whom you might want to ask a lot more questions with.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that and your willingness to help navigate these waters. I really appreciate that. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, I want you to think about what is pulling at your heart. Is there a story you're being called to bring forward? Are you being called to impact others, to support others? And I wanted to share one of the give backs that we love to do is called the Speaker Talent Search, and you can find it at speakertalentsearch.com. There's no cost to participate. Again, this is part of our giving back and helping people who are called to share their message as a speaker be able to get on more stages, to be have the opportunity to be interviewed on more radio shows or podcast shows, really expand their sphere of influence. So if that's something that has been on your heart or is calling to you, I want to encourage you to check it out. SpeakerTalentSearch.com. You'll see all the details. The upcoming deadline is July 31st, and we'd love to have you lean in and connect. One, it gives us an opportunity to get to know you on a deeper level. But two, if we can find a way to help support you in those connections so you can reach more people, whether it's in a written way like with Kathy, or it is in sharing your voice and your message through the Speaker Talent Search, we love to be part of that because we believe your voice matters and is absolutely needed in the world. So I want to encourage you to just make a note of that, speakertalentsearch.com. Feel free to share it with your friends. We want to reach as many people as possible around the world. Enjoy these 2 minutes and really think about what Kathy has shared with you, what Bill has shared with you, and take a moment to just breathe, be, process, digest, and then when we come back, we'll let you know how you can go deeper with both of our amazing guests. Enjoy these 2 minutes.
Follow follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
There's a new force to be reckoned with in talk radio. It's Not Just Talk Radio, hosted by LaTanya Jr. and co-hosts Tina Wynn and Tony Brown. Not Just Talk Radio is like a superhero, inspiring, problem-solving, and informing, packed with action-provoking conversations from news, movements, and social and politics issues. This program is about a wide range of voices and fresh points of view from experts, celebrities, and you, the listener. Not Just Talk Radio is broadcast live Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Become a member of VoiceAmerica.com. It's easy, and best of all, it's free. Start out by going to our homepage or any of our channels and click Register at the top. Once you've created an account and signed in, you can create your own custom library, opt into our newsletter, search by show, host, guest, or topic of interest, or browse millions of hours of content across all of our Voice America radio channels. Membership gets you more. Visit VoiceAmerica.com today to get started and tailor the listening experience to your taste.
We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that you've really had some things placed on your heart to move forward in, to shift in, or there's even been an opportunity to integrate some of what has been shared with you. I want to encourage you to go back and look at your notes from the very beginning of our time together, where you were listening to what it was that you needed real time today, what was being placed on your heart. I want to encourage you to take a look at that, see if that has shifted a little bit, if there's been movement in that, or is that something to continue to keep top of mind as you go back out in the world. But you're keeping it top of mind, not with this I need and this kind of tight restricted space, but I'm looking forward to this need being met, and your hands are open, ready to receive. So as we're getting ready to go back out into the world, I want you to remember a few things. One, it is not a solo journey. We are not meant to do this all alone. And so part of the reason we bring amazing guests are so that you have people supporting you on your journey pouring into you. And both of our amazing guests have leaned into sharing their contact information. They each have an amazing gift they want to make available to you. And as they share, take note of how to connect with them further. These are both amazing people. I encourage you to have them in your circles of connections and to lean into the generous offer if that's something that's going to support you on your journey. So with that, Bill, I'd love to start with you. How can they connect with you further and share about your amazing free gift?
Yes, thank you so much. Now, right now, what I've been doing for a lot of my clients and also prospective clients is offering to do an analysis for you about where you're at for your current retirement plan. And what this analysis does is shows you how to fill up your buckets of money that's going to give you your income in retirement. So remember I said we need to look at our fixed expenses first, and then that allows us to create income for you that could potentially last your lifetime, because that's the number one fear of retirees is running out of money. So we want to not have that risk on your plate. So if you would like to have your free consultation, it will be at my cost. Please call me directly at 815-600-1758, or you can email me at bill@bloomfinancial.us.
Perfect. And if they wanted to get on a list or newsletter, anything like that, I didn't know if you had that opportunity available as well.
Yes, we do. We've actually we've started to host Friday Lunch and Learn, and we talk about retirement planning every single Friday. So if you send me an email, we can also add you to our list for our writings that we do, for our book offers, and also for our webinars that we're hosting, just to give really great information to people during these tough times.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. One, making your time and expertise personally available like that. But I also thought for those that might be just a little shy, not quite ready, I wanted them to have a way they can still connect and build that relationship with you and learn as they're doing so. So thank you. I appreciate that. And Kathy, I'd love for you to share how people connect with you and your beautiful gift as well.
Yes, thank you, Rebecca. So there's a couple ways to connect with me. We have an every Tuesday Lunch and Learn. It's 11:30 Central. And if you go to our website, daviscreative.com/inspiring authors, or you can email me, Kathy with a C, at daviscreative.com. I'll make sure you get on that list to get the link. We started this about 8 weeks ago when all of this shelter in place started here in the Midwest. And it's basically a call-in on Tuesdays. It's through Zoom. You bring your questions. You don't have to be a client of ours. And I ask whatever questions you bring to the table. In addition, if you'd like a private consultation one-on-one, you can also email me at Kathy at daviscreative.com. And that's Kathy with a C. And we'll get a time and a date set up that's convenient for you, and you can, we'll have a one-on-one phone call, and you can ask me whatever you'd like about publishing. I don't pretend to know much about anything that Bill knows. I'll refer you to him. Yes.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So about publishing when you're reaching out to Kathy. Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for making yourself available in so many different ways. What an amazing resource, both of our experts, to support you on your journey. And circling back into the power of telling your story, as you get ready to go back out in the world, I want you to think about, what story are you telling? What are you echoing out? Because you are sharing out energy, thoughts, ideas, whether you have been aware that you're doing that or not. So as you go back and out into the world, I want to encourage you to do so mindfully and purposely, because the change starts here. The change starts now. We don't just follow, we lead. So let's step forward powerfully and purposely and mindfully, so that we can bring forward those things, even during challenging times, that matter most to us. Let's stand for that. Let's be willing to take those simple steps to bring that forward, because every step, even the little ones, count. They add up to the big steps. They add up to the journey. They add up to bringing forward the things that matter most to you. Be willing to share the gift of who you are, what you stand for, and what you are called to do for such a time as this. I look forward to seeing you blooming and shining out in the world and standing for all that matters to you. Have a great week, everybody. I'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.